Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Sunday, March 5, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and make sure to watch it till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Also check out our Patreon if you want access our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link in description and comments section below. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comments section below. Charlotte Hornets vs Brooklyn Nets. The Hornets were showing late season promise prior to this two-game skid. Meanwhile, the Nets finally stopped the bleeding of a four-game losing streak. Charlotte enters this game with nothing to lose, while Brooklyn has witnessed their playoff dreams slowly fade. The Hornets have taken good care of the ball and have proven they can get shots off on a game-in game-out basis, and that should continue here. Charlotte has the ability to control the paint and also win the battle on the boards here, which will ultimately allow them to keep things close. The Nets did rally from a large deficit, but in the early going, it was evident the team has been in disarray. Take the Hornets on the road. Our team pick is Charlotte plus 8 points. The Hornets are the third fastest team in the league in terms of possessions per game, and they have played faster still on the road. The Nets at bottom 10 in terms of pace, but have also played faster on their home court. The style of play of Charlotte will invite the Nets to play faster, and the defense of the Hornets sits bottom 5 in terms of field goal attempts per game. Brooklyn distributes the ball well, allowing for more fluid possessions, and Charlotte has been strong on the offense glass and should generate even more shots as a result. Further, the Hornets have been one of the best in the league in transition scoring and opponent turnover rate, which will lead to several quick buckets. The play is the over 224 points. Utah Jazz vs Oklahoma City Thunder. I am going to ride with the Utah Jazz, as I see them being highly motivated to bounce back after getting blowout by the same Thunder team. They will show up on both ends of the court and cover this spread on the road. They aren't going to get destroyed twice in a row, and OKC will be without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in this one. I see this being a massive loss on both ends of the floor, as he is one of the best players in the NBA. The Jazz also has the advantage on the offensive end of the court, as I see them consistently scoring throughout this game. They are averaging the 7th most points per game, and they have the 8th highest adjusted offensive rating. The Thunder won't be able to keep up with them, as they will slowly fall behind in this game. Oklahoma City is still surrendering the 20th most points per game, and their perimeter defense has hurt them at times. They won't get consistent stops, and the Jazz will slowly pull away. Pick the Utah Jazz to cover the spread. The Oklahoma City Thunder are currently in 12th place in the Western Conference standings, as they are 15.5 games back from the Nuggets. On offense, they are scoring 118 points per game, and they have shot 46.9% from the floor. This is the third most points scored per contest and the 19th highest shooting percentage. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander continues to lead the way on the offensive end of the court, as he is scoring 31 points per game on 50.7% shooting from the field. He is currently listed as out, though. His teammates will have to step up without him on the court. According to dunksandthrees.com, the Thunder have the 14th highest adjusted offensive rating in the NBA. They have also shown that they can consistently score from anywhere on the court. OKC is shooting 36.1% from behind the arc, which is the 14th highest three-point shooting percentage. Luckily, the Thunder have also been solid at the charity stripe. They have knocked down 79.8% of their shots at the line, which is the 9th highest free throw shooting percentage in the NBA. Our total pick is under the total. San Antonio Spurs vs Houston Rockets. I am going to ride with the San Antonio Spurs on the road, as I believe they have the advantage on the offensive end of the court. They are scoring the 25th most points per game, and they have the 21st highest team shooting percentage. The Rockets won't be able to slow them down, as they have continued to struggle on the defensive end of the court. They are surrendering the 28th most points per game, and they only have the 29th lowest adjusted defensive rating. Houston won't get consistent stops in this game, and they will slowly fall behind. The Rockets have also lost 11 straight games, as they continue to slide in the wrong direction. They won't heat up in this game, and their offensive struggles will continue. The Rockets have the lowest adjusted offensive rating, and they are averaging the second least amount of points per game. They won't efficiently score at home, and the Spurs will get the job done. Pick the San Antonio Spurs money line on the road and expect them to make it difficult on the Rockets' offense. Both of these two teams have been atrocious this season in the second game of back-to-backs. Each team is 1-9 without rest. The Rockets' defense has surrendered 120 points or more in 6 of those 9 losses in the second game of back-to-backs. The Spurs' defense has coughed up 120 points or more in 8 of the 9 losses in the second game of back-to-backs. Scoring-wise, these are 2 of the 3 worst teams in points allowed this season. The Spurs play at the 5th fastest pace in the NBA, while the Rockets check in with the 14th fastest pace of play. Expect an up-and-down game with little to no defense. Take the over 230 points. Boston Celtics vs New York Knicks. New York has won each of its last 8 both straight up and against the spread, but the Knicks will be facing a tough opponent as Boston is coming off a loss in which the Celtics squandered a 28-point lead and will look to put that behind them as quickly as possible. Boston is 5-1 straight up and 4-2 ATS over its last 6 played at home. Our team pick is Boston Celtics -5 points. Julius Randle is leading New York in scoring and rebounding, with averages of 25.0 points and 10.5 rebounds per game, while Jalen Brunson is the second leading scorer and the leader in assists, with averages of 23.8 points and 6.2 assists per game. New York is scoring an average of 115.1 points per game, while shooting 46.5% overall and 35.1% from three-point territory. Boston looks to bounce back from a loss with a victory at home on Sunday when hosting New York. The Celtics are 45-19 and first in the Atlantic Division, 4 games ahead of the second-place Philadelphia 76ers. Boston is second in the Eastern Conference, 1 game behind Milwaukee. Boston was defeated on Friday night by the Brooklyn Nets 115-105 after squandering a 28-point lead. Our total pick is over 226.5 points. Memphis Grizzlies vs Los Angeles Clippers. With no prior history this season between the two, we look for another barometer in a common opponent, and we find that both teams have played Denver within their last 4 games. The Clippers took the Nuggets to overtime before falling 134-124 on the road. The Grizzlies beat Denver at home 2 weeks back, then just lost to them on the road by 16 points. Both of those Memphis games have Morant involved, and with him out of any game, favor starts to shift towards the other team. While the Clippers haven't won in a bit, they are still scoring and shooting well above their season averages. Leonard should be a go for this game after getting his rest, and Paul George has been playing well and scoring in bunches lately. Memphis's scoring has been down over their last 5 games, and that was with Morant in the lineup. Without him, there will be trouble on the road. Over their current losing streak, Los Angeles has lost 2 games by just a point and forced 2 into overtime. So, they've been close, and after a 2-game road trip, returning home will be the fix they need that, and no Morant. Take the Clippers -6 points. Over their last 5 games each, these two have combined to average 233.3 points per game. That would look good enough to lean over, but that number is slightly inflated due to the Clippers seeing 2 of their games into overtime, one of which went to double OT and had 351 combined points. Memphis is going to be without their top scorer, and even with him they scored 113 or less in 5 of their last 7 games. If you remove Los Angeles's overtime tilts, their last 3 games saw them average just 106.3 points per game. These two teams have had a combined 70 games go under this season. The under is 8-1 in the last 9 games in which Memphis has played on 1 day's rest. The under is also 12-3 in the Clippers' last 15 home games versus a team whose road record is less than .400. Take the under 232 points.